the rise and fall of an e-comm darling. The year is 2010, and a fashion assistant at Vogue has just started a blog online that features interviews with women as a side hustle. She wants to, in her own words, show the real-world beauty routines of fashion insiders and celebrities, stuff that she's learned on shoots, like Karlie Kloss's devotion to big balm ointment on her lips. She wakes up every morning at 4 a.m. to spend the first 4 hours of her day working on her blog. By early 2012, it has hit 200,000 unique monthly visitors, and she's already quit her job to work on it full-time after securing corporate partnerships. By May 2016, her unique monthly visitors have skyrocketed to 1.3 million. The blog is called Into the Gloss, and its founder is Emily Weiss. Into the Gloss, which is still active, describes itself as a beauty website that explores the routines of inspiring women. As Weiss continued to work on it, she found herself reflecting on the broader role of beauty. How beauty can start conversations, how beauty can break down walls, and how beauty is something that every single person everywhere in this world deals with. It's really foundational to who you are and how you relate. She also realized that she had amassed potential customers and had first-hand access to primary market research. Her readership was obsessed with beauty and demonstrated extreme willingness to talk about the kind of products that they wanted. They also revealed the desire for a two-way conversational relationship with the brands that they were buying from. Something that diverged completely from the top-down way that beauty incumbents were communicating with their customers. With a strong following and clearly chalked out gap in the market in her arsenal, Weiss headed to investors in 2013 with a pitch for a beauty brand. After several rejections, she finally managed to raise $2 million, and the rest is Glossier history. Launched in 2014, Glossier, a digital native beauty brand with a cult millennial following, has since been called a top beauty brand by Allure, Teen Vogue, Glamour, Nylon, Women's Wear Daily, and Cosmopolitan. It also won the WWD Beauty Inc. 2015 Digital Innovator of the Year award and was named to LinkedIn's Top Startups of 2018 list, recognized by Fast Company as one of its most innovative companies of 2017 and called out as one of Inc.'s Company of the Year 2017. Glossier launched with 4 basic products: a moisturizer, a foundation, facial spray, and a lip balm, and took hold in the market by taking a new road and celebrating natural beauty in favor of heavily made-up looks. Glossier describes itself as a new approach to beauty. It's about fun and freedom and being okay with yourself today. We make intuitive, uncomplicated products designed to live with you. It's a beauty company built on the acknowledgement that everyone is their own expert and that most women online today make their beauty purchase decisions based on the opinion of a stranger on the internet. In Weiss's own words, the beauty industry historically won dollars by making women feel like they weren't enough. When Glossier launched, we made people feel good about themselves and want the products. According to Alexis Ohanian, co-founder of Reddit, on Emily Weiss, in an article in the Time magazine, Emily is proof that you don't need to have gone to business school to understand the fundamentals of community. She studied art in college and approached building a beauty brand with fresh eyes, and in doing so, revolutionized product development, digital sales, and the in-store experience. Glossier's runaway success. Glossier's success is reflected in the company's numbers. After 5 rounds of funding, the last of which ended in July 2021, the company had raised $266.4 million and had attained unicorn status. It also crossed $100 million in annual sales in 2018. Many factors contributed to Glossier's success, but they can be broadly grouped into 5 categories that have been called the 5 C's by Henry Davis, a former member of Glossier's C-suite, who described Glossier as a people-powered beauty ecosystem: consumers, content, conversations, co-creation, and community. Let's dive deeper into Glossier's 5 C's. Starting with consumers. Glossier was consumer-centric from its inception. Into the Gloss built follower relationships before the idea of Glossier was even conceived. While its initial followers were millennials, Glossier's customers now span a wider age bracket. Glossier doesn't define its target market in traditional demographic terms, but does so in psychographic terms. According to Davis, the Glossier customer is a psychographic that understands the role of beauty in their life, and Glossier empowers individuals to choose their own style. Content, conversations, and community. Just as it does in consumer centrism, Glossier also has its roots in content. Glossier's content journey started with Into the Gloss, but has since swelled into multiple social channels, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, and most importantly, Instagram, with its total follower count spanning millions across these different platforms. Content is Glossier's main growth driver and includes things like editorial how-tos and UGC that validates the company and its products and generates two-way conversations. What's most important to Glossier is what people say to the brand and to others about the brand. As a result of this unrelenting customer focus, Glossier has built a supportive community that has been integral to its success. This was evident when Glossier opened its flagship store in Soho in 2019 to be met with queues that stretched halfway across the block. Co-creation. In the design and development of products, Glossier engages customers from the get-go, starting all the way from product ideation, as aptly illustrated by a post about Glossier's Milk Jelly Cleanser on the blog Into the Gloss. In the case of Glossier's Milk Jelly Cleanser, for instance, Glossier listened to customers who expressed frustration with having to go through 2 steps to properly cleanse their face, a makeup remover followed by a face wash, and with its new cleanser created a single product that could take care of both. 2020 may have been a boon for e-commerce, but it was certainly anything but for the digitally native e-commerce giant. Glossier, which had long drawn complaints that its options for women of color were limited, faced allegations of racism and a toxic work culture from anonymous former retail employees on the dedicated Instagram account Out of the Gloss. These former employees described their treatment of Glossier in an open letter to the company on the aforementioned Instagram account. They called Glossier out for not respecting the dignity of customer-facing employees who were also BIPOC, i.e., Black, Indigenous, and people of color. While Glossier acknowledged accusations against it, it didn't attempt to make amends and was met with a mass boycott of its products. No one has been active on the Out of the Gloss account since December 2020, but Glossier's reputation and feminist image have since taken a hit. Its once quickly growing Instagram following has declined from over 2.8 million in June 2020 to 2.7 million as of December 2022. Glossier's other social media accounts have shown similar stagnation, and the company was forced to lay off 80 employees, amounting to nearly a third of its workforce in Jan 2022. Key takes from Glossier's case. I'm not the first person to have talked about Glossier, and I won't be the last. Of course, Glossier can teach you about social media strategy, as can several other relatively new brands that have been making waves in the beauty industry, a lot of which have, at least to some extent, tried to replicate what Glossier's done. What most people don't pick up on, however, is that your online reputation matters and negative spreads like wildfire, and that things like racism and colorism don't really vibe with anyone anymore. If you enjoyed that, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Do subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for future videos. Until next time, bye bye.